Hey ladies and gents, what up? It's your favorite real Asian robot, the Macho Man, the champion of Dauntless. Anyway, I'm here on this video to show you that the Earth Cell isn't really that good. Okay. Alright. So what I'm going to start with is this is the updated FROSTWULF build. Now, I may do a separate video on this, but if you guys are interested in the updated FROSTWULF build with recycle now that you can get it, basically what you're gonna do is get Blizzard's Teeth with Galvanized Etheric Attunement. Alright, Hurricane Blades, Reaper's Dance, Standard, okay. Bond is the FROSTWULF Skinners, because you're gonna use Galvanized with this. Bastion, Omnicell. Now, the important thing to note about Bastion is that it already increases all shields applied to you by 15%. So just remember that, okay? And when you detonate the shields, it deals 175% of the amount consumed to nearby enemies. This kind of overlaps with Earth. All right, because if you think about it, right, Bastion naturally gives you shields, but your manual detonation is only 25% less than the Earth Cell, which again I'll cover later, and it doesn't really help you. So yeah, Skarn's Defiance with an Etheric Attunement cell, Time Weave Helmet with a Recycle cell, Malkurion's Grasp with a Recycle cell, Thrax's Shadow with a Cunning cell, and Hellplate Greaves with a Berserker cell. Okay. This is the updated FROSTWULF build. It will be released in the near future if people really want it. If you guys want it covered in a video, I can do that. Okay, let's go see how much DPS it actually does. All right. So starting right from the beginning. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Starting right from the beginning, as you're building up your shields. All right, this is with level 14 chain blades currently. You'll notice the DPS is about 2.7. 2.0 to about 2k. Let's just say 2k. Okay, so we're not going to use the slams just for the sake of fairness, all right, in this test. But as we move toward 50,000, now I accidentally detonated Bastion at the start, but let's just see how far we get. Okay, so we're getting to about 75,000 damage. It's 2.2k DPS overall, including the a proper Bastion slam detonation. All right. That is roughly what this build can do. Now let's swap over to the Earth build. Now the difference isn't a lot, okay? So I guess you could say the Earth build presents a different style of play. The first and most unique thing about the Earth style build is that, oops, sorry, let me just remove my camera for a second. The Earth style build does not require the FROSTWULF. So you're not locked into Galvanized and you're not locked into FROSTWULF. You can use whatever you want. So I chose to use the Night Terrors with the Stalker's Trap Bond. Okay. Recycle Aegis Cell in here. All right. Reaper's Dance, Hurricane Blade is the same. Bastion, Omnicell. Okay. But you won't ever use the Bastion's active ability. Just you're only going to use the passives. All right. Skarn's Defiance with a Zeal Cell. You'll want to have the Wolfmane with an Earth Cell. You've got the Drascale Plate with the Earth Cell here. You've got Malkurion's Grasp with a Recycle Cell. And last but not least, Stride of Thorns with an Etheric Attunement cell. Overall, you want 6 Etheric Attunement so you can keep casting your Lantern and gating shields. Zeal will boost the Lantern effectiveness, more shields. Predator and Recycle are for the raw damage. Earth is to get... Now, the Earth Cell, what does it do? Basically, when you hit the Behemoth with a weapon attack, when your shields are over 200, you will detonate all of your shields. It will deplete them and deal damage equal to 400% of the value of the removed shield. After detonating your shield, you gain 100 shield. You gain 100 shield. All right. So the passive here is that upon dealing damage, you have a chance to grant yourself 25 shields for 25 seconds. All right. If you combine Aegis plus the Bastion passive, you have a total shield gain rate of 35%. 35% of 25, all right, is going to end up being an extra 7.5, roughly 8 shields, okay? Roughly 8 shields. So the total shields you gain each instance, all right, will be 33 instead of 25. It's not much of an increase. But Aegis is your only defense in this entire loadout. Basically, after you gain 1,000 shields in total, you can ignore the next incoming hit within 15 seconds. All right, it's invulnerability for 15 seconds, and you know it'll refresh every time you gain 1,000 shields. So this pairs well with Earth, but I want you to keep an eye on the DPS count, okay? Earlier with the other build, okay, we hit about 2.2k. Now you'll notice that this one is getting pretty close. All right, we're gonna fight up till about 75,000 damage like we did before. But again, and we'll trigger the lantern as much as we can in between. But you'll notice that the DPS isn't reaching the same height. Why is this the case? I'll explain it in great detail after you've seen this demonstration, all right, so that you understand fully why this is the case. Okay, yeah, when we get to about 75, we're about 1.7k DPS. That's a huge difference from what we had before, okay? Because quite frankly, and I guess I should demonstrate this live as well, all right? Let me get my shields over 200. Okay, if I get my shields over 200 and then do a hit, I want you to see how little the damage actually is compared to Bastion. All right. Let's just wait for the effect to end. Okay, so this is how much shields I have. I get about 2,400 for that, for those 700 shields. In general, that's because the shields that were consumed is 700 and it's multiplied by 400%. All right. But there'll be some damage increases, reductions, things like that. But overall, assuming that a full 700 was consumed, right? Now, 2.4k seems more like, instead of 700 being consumed, 600 was consumed. Because 600 times 4 is 2.4k. For some weird reason, and I don't know if this is a bug, the shield consumed should have been the full 700, all right, giving me 2.8k damage, all right, and 100 shields should have been restored after. I think the coding that they've done has fucked up. Personally, I think that the coding that they've done is fucked up. So what happens that in the field, all right, when you're striking and you go above 200, right, it only deals like 700 damage. So even with damage increases, all right, you're not getting the full, because it feels like it's taking the 100 shields instead of consuming the, like, if I go over say 200 shields, right, which is when the weapon hit triggers, I should be getting 200 times 400, 200 times 400%, right? So that equals 800. So 800 should be the minimum. Then all the other cells that I have should increase that damage as well. This doesn't happen for some weird reason, so I'm pretty sure they fucked up the code on the Earth cell. And to be honest, the Earth cell seems to be bugged. Okay, so I just want to make that clear. Earth cell seems to be bugged right now. Now, why does the Bastion build outperform? Number one, the Bastion build can consume all shields, right? Similar to the Earth cell without using precious cell slots, and you still deal 175% of the amount consumed to nearby enemies. With the Earth cell, you can deal 400% of the consumed shield. But the problem is, the big problem is that although you're dealing 400%, which is super awesome, it seems to be bugged right now, right? And after detonating your shield, you gain 100 health shield. So as you can see, there's some disconnect there already, all right? So here, you're consuming 2 precious cell slots to gain a stronger effect of the Bastion Omnicell's active ability, which you already have, all right? This also necessitates other means of gaining shields, so you have to focus on gaining shields constantly because you've got no survival in this build. How are you going to survive? How are you going to heal yourself? Aegis is one option. If you don't want to, if you want to drop Aegis, you can also go, like, if you're talking about pure self-sustain, you can go with Parasitic to try and, you know, get the healing. You still gain 11% of the shields, but no invulnerability. So there's a lot of ways to structure it, but ultimately you're going to have to waste cell slots on defense, all right? Whereas with a Bastion build, you generally don't have to because you only consume shields at a opportune moment. You're not spamming the shield consumption, which is another key factor. All right, because you're using the shields to trigger Galvanize, giving you even more damage So you're defending and attacking at the same time. This is again a core difference from the Earth build, where you have to build in some kind of defense because you've got no other way of surviving. All right. So overall, between the two builds, you know, what is better? The results have already shown it. The Bastion FROSTWULF build, which I will update again if you guys want, and I'll do a full video on this. The Bastion FROSTWULF build outperforms by a long margin compared to the strongest Earth-based build that I could come up with. If anyone can come up with a stronger build that can actually survive in hunts, I would love for you to challenge me on this. Show me that you can deal even more DPS than this. Keep in mind my chain blades are level 14 for this test, but you can use any level. All right, I'll just test it in accordance if you have the build. You can write the build in the description if you believe it will deal more damage, but keep in mind that the idea is that we have to help people survive as well. So if any of you are more creative than me at this, go for it. I would love to see what you come up with. Full credit will be given to you for the build when I publish the video on it. But as far as I can tell, the Earth Cell right now is bugged, and it is severely underperforming. So for those of you that were interested in this, I would recommend getting Fire instead. That's the next thing we're going to test, because Earth is kind of mid right now. All right, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed my content. And if you want to support this channel, all right, get this video to 100 likes. You can also donate. You can also tip, send super chats on stream. All of that helps us with channel running costs. And the more support that we receive, the more content we do. Plain and simple. That's how it is. And right now, I'm going to give a thanks to all the channel members who make this content possible. Starting right at the top with Death Dawning 982 at Plus Ultra. We've got Jerry Fast, Rogue Assassin, Ole Mr. Screen Buff, Zach MG at Prestige. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to our honored robots as well. We've got A. Ripley, Jammer Boy, Mighty Zeno, Underpaid Enlisted Soldier, Triple D, Daraverse, Cordova, Maze, Che D12, I'm Peep, Syed Assad, Pringle Bread, Tuan Nguyen, Miss Eve, Valorous, Coda CMF, Kami SMH, Conrad C, Nate the Great, Curtis Sussler, Corey Ryu, Benjamin Savage, Lady Neo, and Greasy Burger. Thank you to all of our weird and cool bots as well. I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all stay sexy now. Catch you later.